Okay, so some questions about how to deal with emotions, how to bring the work to emotions, because it's a complex subject and there are different kind of emotions coming from different places. So the first one is, if we view emotions as messengers, how do we stay conscious with them and use them as opportunities for growth versus getting swallowed and consumed by them or repressing them in ways that are toxic, unhealthy, and cause unnecessary imaginary suffering? So if we view emotions as messengers, how do we stay conscious with them and use them as opportunity for growth versus getting swallowed and consumed by them or repressing them? Well, this thing with seeing emotions as messengers, that is assuming that messengers of truth, messengers of truth, I guess. So I challenge this, because sometimes my emotions are a messenger, but sometimes my emotions are a product of lies, inner lies I tell myself, or are a product of like, so for instance, let's say, so these emotions as messengers is true if we already are a little bit more advanced and our emotions are less connected to our false personality and ego. So we have just clean emotions. Like, let's say somebody is coming and is lying to me and is tricking me and taking advantage of me, and I feel anger. I may feel anger in my body. Or somebody, there was some guy who kept coming here and will talk to me, and I was on the phone and he would just wanted to talk to him, like take my attention, all that. I feel some anger. So that is a messenger in a way that, hey, I need here to, I feel that this is untrue. This is taking advantage of me. This is harmful, and my anger is here on my dashboard so that I can say no. I have enough energy to say no, because if I know, I'm not able to recognize manipulation, lies, deceit, distrustful people, people who want to take your time, nibblers, then I'm going to be drained and I'm going to be taken for a spin and a loop. So my anger is like, hey, so and also with the anger is that there's anger, the tendency, if we are not quite aware, is that we get identified with it and then we are like just oozing it out, and that's not also ideal. It's more like to be in touch with this emotion without too much embroidery. Get very conscious, stay with the emotion, and then see what's this about. It's like, dude, I don't want to talk to this person. This is not to be trusted. Or I may, when the guy was coming to me on the street, I had to intentionally overcome a good boy being nice and polite, and I'll be like, dude, I'm on the phone. Back off, please. Or even without please, So I needed to take
yes, please.
or sometimes, let's say I am with a partner and some feeling of hurt, the is doing, let's say is cheating on me or is doing all kind of stuff out of integrity. Then I talk to the partner and they now gaslight me and tell me all kind of stuff. Then I'm feeling confused and I'm feeling hurt. So there's some message there to realize, hey, this is, so it can help me to get to some need that is legitimate, which is not met. And this is according to the nonviolent communication, Marshall Rosenberg, which is not the truth, absolute truth of emotions, but it helps to navigate emotions. Let's say, then I'm feeling angry or sad in connection to a need of respect that is not met. So I don't want to be in a situation there's no respect, or a need of emotional safety, or a need of truthfulness, or a need of somebody is not messing with me. So some emotions, provided that it comes clean and not with a lot of past and projections, and so we need to first go through a layer of sorting out what is true about these emotions, because sometimes, somebody comes and I don't know, I say to them, hey, how are you? And then they are just looking at me a little bit and then they talk to someone else. Now I can have a whole drama for 2 days that they don't like me and they don't respect me, and how can it be like this, or like nobody likes me. But no, maybe they were thinking about something, they were distracted, they didn't quite hear me, there's nothing to do with me, but it pushed a button of my own. So it's a big trigger with not much happening. It's very likely it's my pain body is activated from the past, or there's some trauma button that's been pushed. So then I have a big reaction, but this is, that doesn't mean that it's a messenger of truth. It's just my own shit, unresolved, unprocessed. So that's why it's not a clear recipe, because the emotions can come. We haven't talked about it, but in the fourth way, there are two aspects of our being. It can be the essence or the authentic aspect of our being, which is more like the innocent, authentic nature. And the emotions from there are more to be listened and trusted. And then there's the false conditioning, pain body, false self, ego emotions, which there's a lot of lies in that, and a lot of wrong thinking and wrong assumptions and a lot of stuff. So those are not to be trusted so much. And most people live in a false self. Anyway, let's try to get more here.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
What is your predominant emotion that you see or feel or comes up?
Hey, let's. I want to go through this and then you ask them, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so how do we stay conscious with them and use them as opportunities for growth versus getting swallowed and consumed by them or repressing them? Okay, so no matter what they are, we don't know what they are. Is it like a genuine emotion, or is it like based on some false assumptions and it's based on my pain body? How we stay conscious with them? How do we stay conscious with them? Use them as opportunities for growth. Okay, no matter what they are, the step is to, as soon as there is a strong emotions, to train oneself to get more aware and to simply observe what's happening, to wake up to them. In the fourth way, they will say the moment you are reactive or the moment you suffer, be aware, remember yourself. So we need to, the mechanical unconscious tendency is there's a strong emotion, we identify with it, we take it personally, we make assumptions, we loop in the head, and we are spinning. Yeah, so we want, no matter what kind of emotion it is, first step is to, it's like almost should be something beeping on our dashboard. Like, hey, alert, be aware. If there's some intensity in you, like be more aware, get more aware. So the owner, the overseer, the ruling faculty, as Marcus Aurelius would say, needs to get more online. And if the emotions are very strong, it is useful to kind of regulate a little bit, because if emotions are very strong, the frontal cortex goes offline and we don't think straight. We become like the reptilian or things like that. We don't have clarity. So emotions are very strong. take like 4 or 5 deep breaths, not necessarily to calm down, but to be more aware, you know, like take some deep breaths and feel your belly and feel the feet on the ground, and don't let it go into the head. And then you are more aware. Now there's some intensity, and then you can look into, you're more conscious. Now you look into it and you see, okay, wow, what is it? Oh, I'm sad, or I'm fucking pissed. Okay, so you have to have overseer online observing what it is. Then there's an emotion, we can see there are thoughts in that emotion, we can investigate, we can see what this is. Use them, the opportunities to grow is to not identify with them, not become it, because the emotion is not all that we are. However, in order to do this kind of thing, what I'm saying, we need to be able to do this when it's calm. That's why this mindfulness, presence practices, meditation. So we can't swim in a level 4 hurricane if we haven't done a lot of laps in a swimming pool, you know, when it's calm. So number 2, how do we honor all emotions as part of our human experience, yet keep them from completely hijacking our thoughts? I think I kind of answered this.
It's kind of the same question in different forms. We're just trying to get it out into words.
Also, now it depends. What is your aim? Because here it's a little bit like a beginner's group. It's seemingly psychological self-help. I'm okay with that, but I'm not too excited about that. I'm interested in really like evolutionary consciousness awakening, and not just improving the ego, being more functioning. Although that's important to make the ego more functioning. So it depends what the aim is. So from the point of, and also this honor all emotions, I hear some of this new agey kind of like juicing it, juicing the emotions, and its emotions is the basically what it is to be honored is our real self, you know, not emotions. Emotions are coming and going. They can come from different places. They can be totally lying. They can yeah. So to rather than honor the emotions is to honor the self, which is the real you, the presence, which is aware of the emotions. I'm not saying to dismiss them. No, every emotion, every unpleasantness, it's important to be met. It's like a child. It's a child, and awareness is like a good mother or father. But the answer is like these emotions. We need to bring awareness to them, observe them. If we are not aware of them, they loop right away. They go into the mind, and they use the tapes that we have, and it goes into deficiency story or judgment, criticism. People shouldn't be like this. Reality shouldn't be like this. This humanity shouldn't be like this. God made a mistake, and like, how do we mine the gems of our feelings without getting stuck in loops? Even through experiences and feelings that are deep, intense, or come in waves. Yeah, so the gems of our feelings, here there are 2 levels. One is that, hey man, what's the truth of this? Like, man, I don't like to hang out with this person. They are gossiping all the time. They are complaining all the time. I don't feel good. I'm wasting my time spending with this person. I want to do that. So you know what? I'm going to spend time with other people. Yeah, that's some gem of the experience. Or I'm with this partner, and all the time is complaining, or he's all the time wants me to take care of everything, and I'm cooking, I'm doing the dishes, he's just fucking around doing nothing. And so and after some point it's like, well, what's this? Hey man, this relationship is not working for me. This is not reciprocal, it's not nourishing me, it's not helping me grow, I don't feel loved. Peace out. I mean, it doesn't go so easily like that, but so that's some gem of the emotion. Yeah? But the deeper gem, now, if we go interested in evolutionary of consciousness and getting deeper into the thing, the actual gem, and I had a video recently looked on YouTube, the grace of suffering, and I had some videos about suffering, is that if we are interested in awakening and all of that, basically emotions bring a lot of energy, and through this witnessing and enhancing the capacity to allow unpleasantness of this human experience, we are transmuting suffering into more wakefulness. So we are transmuting. The more awake we are, the imaginary suffering, we can just drop it, because it's like, like Eric was talking about, he noticed those thoughts, it's very painful, but he knows they are lies. That's a bunch of lies. Fuck that. Peace and available. Now, there are other things like, yeah, my partner tricked me, lied to me, betrayed me, or I'm seeing the state of the world, or somebody died that is close to me, or I can't use my legs anymore. This is different. This is a real suffering, and for the purposes of awakening, it is possible with a lot of practice and direction and guidance that this suffering doesn't take me down into collapsing and into despair, but I am transforming this. It's kind of being washed. I'm being washed of falseness, of arrogance, and it's some kind of cleansing agent. But in order to do that, one needs to already be much better, not resisting it, not embroidering. And the last one, sometimes my thoughts help me transform difficult emotions into more peaceful ones. For example, anger into compassion, by trying to see things from a broader perspective. Is there a way we can strike a balance and harmony between our feelings and thoughts? Sometimes my thoughts help me transform difficult emotions into more peaceful ones. Yes, this is good. If we start to be more aware and investigate our reactivity, we see that a lot of our reactivity is based on some corrupt attitudes. We have some wrong attitudes. That things should be fair, that they shouldn't be like that, and that they should be how I want, that the weather should be like this. So there are some wrong attitudes, and just the fact we have those wrong attitudes, this creates a lot of unpleasant emotions. Also, some wrong attitude is that I feel like this because of you, that other people or events are responsible for my emotions. That's the wrong attitude. Wrong attitude meaning that is not true. Also, this, the four agreements, taking things personally, making assumptions, and all of that. They are attitudes that are churning more unpleasant emotions. So by not taking things personally, but not making assumptions, or also bringing some wisdom, like, hey man, they are doing the best they can. I can see that although he's totally an asshole right now, and I don't have nothing to do with that, I can see that he's in a lot of pain, man, and I know it's not about me. That's how they are, So having some wiser attitudes, which you meant like thoughts, but these are more than thoughts. It comes from wisdom. having some wisdom, this helps deconstruct some of these feelings, and you can shift. But all these answers, all of this, they need us to be more aware and not to be identified. And for the average person and the whole humanity, we are constantly identified with thoughts and feelings, and then there's nothing we can do. That's what I got for now.
Do you like his answers?
Yeah, I would argue that.
Yeah, please
in my
argue.
opinion, even being triggered, like if you're triggered and your pain body's activated, I feel like if you have the ability to self-reflect, I think my key takeaway from what you're saying is to not identify with emotions, because that's when you just get really wrapped up in them. I feel like even if you're triggered, that can be an opportunity to really take a look at that objectively and kind of witness it. And
I totally agree. I mean, that's the work.
and be like, oh, what is that? Why is that there? And where did that come from? And
yeah, actually, there's any trigger or reactivity, not to be, oh, it's my pain body, just drop it. No, it's, oh, wow, there's a trigger. Okay, what is this about? So there needs a little bit of investigation, but you need to be more aware, don't identify it, and then looking deeply, as you know, the vipassana, looking deeply into it. Oh, what is this? Oh, I feel it in my chest. It's sadness. Okay, and what is this? Oh yeah, yesterday this person did that. What? We can boomerang it. Check, we have to check. What old story of mine might be here? What does this remind you of? You know, they're all kind of processes, and actually I'm going to start doing maybe from next time more about emotional stuff. There are different ways when we have a strong charge with someone, like meaning that I judge them, I'm pissed with them, or I cut off from them, or I keep like, oh man. It means that we have a charge, and in that charge there's a bunch of stuff. There are ways to break it down, bring seeing and wisdom to it, and then which is false will collapse, and that which is true will become evident. And if I need to say something, I will do it, and if I don't need to do anything, then so yeah, any trigger is important, and it's an opportunity for freeing oneself from our pain body through the aware investigation. The obstacles to it is that we're getting identified because we are not aware enough. Another obstacle is that we are, and when that happens, so we embroider, it goes in the head, and then something that with awareness could take 6 minutes can take 2 months. And probably you know people, something happened 30 years ago, and they are still talking about it. It's a whole lifetime of something happened, you know. Another obstacle is that we haven't been taught, and we don't know how to feel consciously, and we haven't practiced the capacity to take the heat of unpleasant energies, and that's why they go in the head, or we are numbing them out with substances, activities. So we are afraid of feeling. Subconsciously, we are afraid of feeling unpleasant. But and this will create more suffering, because it's the actual feeling which is there, and then there's the not wanting to feel it, so it compounds it.